Tennis has evolved a lot in the past 40 years. The style of tennis has dramatically changed since the 1970s. With racket technology available in the 70s, players who were good because they could serve and volley. Now pros do most of their work from the baseline. They hit power shots back and forth to try and force a mistake. In the 70s, someone who rises to the top would be feared and probably not beaten for a while. Now it's a constant fight for power to see who can continuously beat the other. The art of touch was the most important strategy for winning. Now it's based on strength and mobility. Different styles of hitting were also a new thing. In the 70s, most players didn't use topspin, only Europeans. Later, it was adopted for most players, and now it's unusual to not use topspin. People like Bjorn Borg and Ivan Lendl showed the world how useful topspin could be by winning multiple Grand Slams. The equipment used has also changed a lot in the past years, specifically the material used to make rackets. In the 70s, the only rackets were wooden. They were flexible and it leveled the playing field for everyone. Jimmy Connors introduced a new style of racket, a steel racket. However, the steel was very heavy. The next racket introduced was graphite. Arthur Ashe was the first to play with a 100% graphite racket. Graphite was lighter and allowed for more power. Then Prince, the tennis brand, introduced aluminum rackets, which were very lightweight and had large heads. Now, there are so many different rackets to choose from. Ones made of titanium, hypercarbon, air carbon, and etc. This allows for rackets that specialize in power, control, and spin. You can get rackets different sizes and different weights to allow you to focus on one of those specific skills. There are four main types of serve: a kick serve, a slice serve, a flat serve, and a topspin serve. With a kick serve, you hold your racket in a way that when the ball hits the ground after you serve, it goes in a different direction after the bounce. A slice serve causes the ball to have a low bounce and slows down the speed of the ball, and also it changes direction after hitting the ground. A flat serve has no spin and goes exactly where you hit very quickly. A topspin serve creates speed and a bounce that is hard for your opponent to return. Kick serves are a lot more popular now as the second serve than they were in the 70s. Slice serves are not used nearly as much as they were back then. Clothing has drastically changed since the 70s. In the 70s, people like John McEnroe, Vitas Gerulaitis, and Bjorn Borg wore terry cloth headbands, colorful striped polo shirts, and shorts. In the 1980s, the overall tennis outfits became tighter and leaner. Some women, like Ann White, even wore an all-white unitard during the Wimbledon tournament. In the 1990s, there was an all-white dress code, but Andre Agassi broke that. He wore bright red biking shorts and jean shorts over that, with a very colorful polo shirt to top it off. From the 2000s to now, you see much more tennis dresses, some flowy, some tighter, for women, and some brand of dry-fit shirts and shorts for men. Originally, tennis shoes were just plain white. The sponsors and companies didn't make their shoes flashy or super supportive for your feet. Now, you can find the perfect shoe to fit your style of play and that brings flashes of color to your outfit. Tennis shoes today are much more colorful and are built with a lot better technologies than in the 70s. Many improvements have been made to the game of tennis, and I'm sure that it will continue to evolve and grow in the future.
You got that one. Oh, oh no way! Oh, no! I've never seen Mary Carrera jump out of the
That's genius. Absolute genius.